Accompanying the Honorable Minister Madam are Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Shri Pankaj Chaudhary, Revenue Secretary, Shri Tarun Bajaj, Chairman CBIC, Shri Vivek Johari, Member CBIC, Srimati Sangeeta Sharma, Principal Chief Commissioner, Shri Ashok Kumar Mehta, and along with the other senior officers of Central Board of Indirect Taxes and Customs. It's a privilege for us that the Honorable Minister Madam has agreed to inaugurate this project. Now, Honorable Minister Madam will take the tour of Tower B. Kendriya GST Parisar is a residential complex having 4 towers which has 187 flats, and the flats range from type 1 to type 6 quarters. It will cater to the residential needs of officers and staff of the department. The building complex was constructed in record time of 14 months, and this Kendriya GST Parisar, located in the heart of Navi, Mumbai, the emerging economic and social hub, is easily accessible by rail, road, and the upcoming metro. Now, Madam is inspecting the Tower B. As Honorable Minister Madam is arriving at this hall soon, I request everyone to please be seated and switch off their mobile phones or keep them on silent mode. Madam may arrive at any moment now. I am pleased to inform that in this Kendriya GST Parisar, every minute detail has been given the due importance in the design and construction. Adequate security features have been installed in the building complex, including CCTV cameras, firefighting system, and fire alarm system. Also, adequate parking space has been provided to prevent any congestion. I again request everyone to please be seated as Madam may arrive at any moment. Our Honorable Minister Madam is proceeding towards the hall. Accompanying Honorable Minister Madam are Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Shri Pankaj Chaudhary, Revenue Secretary, Shri Tarun Bajaj, Chairman CBIC, Shri Vivek Johari, Member CBIC, Srimati Sangeeta Sharma, Principal Chief Commissioner, Shri Ashok Kumar Mehta, Chairman and Managing Director, NBCC. A very good afternoon to all the esteemed guests. I, Sumiti Garg, Deputy Commissioner, on behalf of the CGST Mumbai Zone, extend a very warm welcome to our Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Shri Pankaj Chaudhary ji, respected Revenue Secretary, Shri Tarun Bajaj, respected Chairman, CBIC, Shri Vivek Johari, respected Member, CBIC, Srimati Sangeeta Sharma, Principal Chief Commissioner, CGST, Shri Ashok Kumar Mehta, Chairman and Managing Director, NBCC, Shri P.K. Gupta. I also extend a warm welcome to Shri M. Ajit Kumar, former Chairman, CBIC, to all the officers of CBIC, senior officers of Government of Maharashtra, members of the trade and media officials present here. As all of us are aware, on this glorious day, we have gathered here to attend the inauguration of Kendriya GST Parisar. On this occasion, we have the privilege of having presence of our Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji. Thank you, ma'am, for gracing this occasion. We also have the privilege of having Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Shri Pankaj Chaudhary sir. It's an honor to welcome you all to the inauguration ceremony of Kendriya GST Parisar. Before proceeding, may I now request Chairman CBIC, Shri Vivek Johari sir, to welcome Honorable Minister Madam with the plant sapling. Welcome, ma'am. May I now request Member CBIC, Srimati Sangeeta Sharma ma'am, to welcome Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Shri Pankaj Chaudhary sir, with the plant sapling. I now request Principal Chief Commissioner, CGST Mumbai Zone, Shri Ashok Kumar Mehta, to welcome respected Revenue Secretary, Shri Tarun Bajaj, with a sapling. I now request Commissioner CGST Raigad, Shri Neeraj Kansal sir, to welcome Chairman CBIC, Shri Vivek Johari, with a sapling. I now request Principal Commissioner, Customs Zone 1, Shri Sunil Jain, to welcome Member CBIC, Srimati Sangeeta Sharma, with the sapling. I now request Principal Commissioner, Customs Zone 3, Shri Manish Mani Tiwari, to welcome Principal Chief Commissioner, CGST, Shri Ashok Kumar Mehta. I now request Commissioner, CGST Navi Mumbai, Shri Prabhat Kumar, to welcome Chairman and Managing Director, NBCC, Shri P.K. Gupta, with a sapling. Thank you. To make an auspicious beginning of today's event, may I now invite Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman Madam, and dignitaries on dais for lighting of the lamp.
वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा।
invite Principal Chief Commissioner, CGST Mumbai Zone, Shri Ashok Kumar Mehta for the welcome address. Shri Ashok Kumar Mehta. Sir, over to you, sir.
Respected Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Shri Pankaj Chaudhary ji, Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Government of India, Shri Tarun Bajaj ji, Revenue Secretary, Government of India, Shri Vivek Chaudhary ji, Chairman CBIC, Srimati Sangeeta Sharma ji, Member CBIC, Srimati Neeta Lal Butalia, Principal DG HRD, Mr. P.K. Gupta, NBCC, Senior Officers of the CBIC, Senior Officers of the State Government, representatives of the trade, retired officers of the service. Ladies and gentlemen, I take this opportunity to welcome Honorable Finance Minister of India, who has taken the valuable time from her extremely busy schedule to inaugurate the Central GST Parisar at Kharghar, Mumbai. I would also like to welcome Shri Pankaj Chaudhary ji, Honorable MOS Finance, Government of India, to have graced the occasion. Madam, Mumbai CGST zone, being the highest revenue collecting zone of the country and had collected more than 1,18,000 crores in the last fiscal with 69,123 crores of GST and 14,013 crores of the central excise duty. The zone had been facing the necessity of the accommodation due to the acute shortage. Madam, under the dynamic leadership of our Chairman CBIC board, and Madam, with your blessings, this project of 187 dwelling units has been sanctioned at the cost of 110 crores, but with the stringent supervision of our team and the close coordination of NBCC, this project has seen the light within 14 months after the two deadly waves of COVID-19 in the year 2021. Madam, I am extremely pleased to mention that this project was not only completed in record time, but also with a savings of 10 crores, nearly 10%. Madam, during the last visit, the Revenue Secretary, Shri Tarun Bajaj, had extremely motivated the officers of CGST, particularly on the revenue and the enforcement front. And under the able guidance of our esteemed chairman, the Central Intelligence Unit team has been constituted for using the in-house talent of the IT-enabled officers who have been proved to be the fantastic data analysts, and our zone had been in a position to detect 11,000 crores of tax evasion during the last 12 months. Madam, not only the recovery part, detection, but the recovery has been outstanding to the tune of more than 10%, that is 1,150 crores, and 103 tax evaders have been arrested, giving the level playing field to the honest taxpayers of Mumbai zone, ma'am. MOS, sir, many officers and the staff and the zone have to travel more than 40 kilometers down to Navi, Mumbai because of the scarcity of accommodation, high cost of living, and high cost of renting of the accommodation. And a lot of productivity hours used to be wasted. With the creation of this CGST Parisar, the travel time has reduced drastically. Madam, it is a matter of extreme happiness for all of us that immediately upon the receipt of the occupancy certificate on the 29th of August, we immediately started the process of allotment. Nearly 500 applications have been already received, and more than 40 officers have already been allotted the accommodation, for which we would like to request the Honorable Finance Minister to hand over the keys during this function. Madam, the new airport of Mumbai is coming at Navi, Mumbai, which is just 5 kilometers. Nhava Sheva is only 20 minutes from this place. Looking at the high demand and the growing aspirations of the officers of the customs and the GST, and the second phase of construction is being proposed at the 25% balance area which is left in the project. We intend building, ma'am, 160 flats with the 40-storied 2 towers, which has been allowed by increasing the FAR. Ma'am, we seek your earnest support and blessings to resolve this issue of accommodation of the problem by seeking your intervention and the approval and the sanction for the 41-story 2 towers along with other social infrastructure. Madam and sirs, I once again take this opportunity to welcome Honorable Finance Minister, Honorable Minister of State for Finance, dignitary on the dais, and all esteemed guests who have taken all the trouble to come out to this function. Madam, I'm confident that with your wonderful gesture of the Government of India, the team of CBIC officers under your dynamic leadership will not leave any stone unturned to give their best for the taxpayer facilitation, maximization of revenue, plugging the leakage of the tax evasion to make a level playing field for the honest taxpayers in the Mumbai zone. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you, sir. May I now invite Chairman CBIC, Shri Vivek Chaudhary, sir, for his opening remarks.
Good afternoon to everyone. Honorable Finance Minister, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Shri Pankaj Chaudhary ji, Shri Tarun Bajaj, Revenue Secretary, Sangeeta Sharma, my colleague in the board, other dignitaries and guests on the dais, my esteemed seniors, some of whom are here to share this occasion with us. Let me begin by very wholeheartedly thanking and welcoming Honorable FM, MOS, and the Revenue Secretary. I must share with you that FM had some very important engagements this morning, and she took an exemption from those just to be here with us and share in this joyous moment with us. Thank you very much, ma'am. We are very grateful to you. Now, Mumbai is the largest metropolis in India. It's a financial and commercial capital, home to 2 crore persons. I was looking at some of the data, ma'am. It generates 7% of the GDP, 10% of the factory employment, 40% of foreign trade, and almost 100% of the share market value. So naturally, as a tax department, we have a very prominent presence in the city. The Mumbai zone accounts for about 25% of the customs revenue and 18% of the GST revenue that CBIC collects. It's the largest zone in the country. 41. There are 4 zones within Mumbai. 41 commissionerates, apart from regional units of all major directorates of the CBIC. Of the total strength of working strength of about 46,000 in the department, Mumbai alone constitutes about 14%. And ma'am, when we think of Mumbai, we think of the iconic Bollywood song, "Hai dil hai mushkil jeena yahan, ye hai Mumbai, ye hai Mumbai, ye hai Mumbai meri jaan." So I think that song very aptly depicts life in the city and the challenges that we face in our day-to-day living. Under FM's leadership and the proactive initiatives of the government to not just provide ease of living to the citizens, but also to government departments and government officers, we've been very proactive, ma'am, with your blessings, in developing our infrastructure, ramping up our physical infrastructure, whether it's office buildings or it is residential premises. And this is one link in that chain, which is coming up at different parts of the country. As the Chief Commissioner just mentioned, ma'am, this is a project we're very proud of because, it was revived very recently, and within record time, we've got the buildings, up, and we are in a position where we can allot them to the potential occupants. Obviously, ma'am, given the pressures in Mumbai, whatever infrastructure we create is always welcome because our needs are growing and the formations that we have in Mumbai are actually quite scattered. So close to the vicinity of this residential location, We have the major port of Navi, ma'am. It's just about 25 to 30 minutes from here. There's a new airport which is coming up in Belapur, which is another 10-15 minutes from here. We have at least 4 or 5 commissionerates of GST, central GST, in the close vicinity of this area also. So, and that is why I think the Chief Commissioner mentioned that even though we are done with about 187 dwelling units in this phase of the project, we will be planning the next phase very soon, and we'll have another 160 dwelling units in this area. So, I also want to say, ma'am, that this, what we've been able to achieve is actually the result of very good and meaningful efforts by a very large number of persons, including our ex-chairman, Mr. Ajit Kumar. He was the commissioner here, ma'am, and I'm so happy that he's here with us today. He was the commissioner who revived the project. The land had been allotted to us many, many years ago, but he discovered it and he revived the project. We have the ex-financial advisor in the ministry, Ms. Meera Saroop, here with us. She helped us with obtaining all the sanctions in record time. There have been many other officers who've contributed at different stages. Ms. Sangeeta Sharma, member, she was the Principal Chief Commissioner in Mumbai when we moved the project, the proposal. And I recall she did it with a lot of passion. And I also recall, ma'am, that she was very upset when some cuts were exercised in the size of the project and its scope. But that's the way it is. I think what has eventually emerged is a very, very state-of-art dwelling facility. It will go a long way in providing comfort to our officers who work under difficult circumstances in metropolitan cities like Mumbai. And I thank everyone who's played a part in contributing to the conceptualization, development and execution of this project. I must also really express my gratitude to NBCC. They are our partners in many locations, ma'am, and this is, you've seen the quality of the houses that have been built in record time, and I think in very, very reasonable cost. And of course, the layout, the quality, the finish is for everyone to see. So thank you very much, NBCC, for doing it for us, and we look forward to many more partnerships of this kind in the future. So I once again welcome all of you who've made time to be here today, and I thank you very much for participating in this joyous occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Principal Chief Commissioner, CGST Mumbai Zone, Shri Ashok Kumar Mehta, for the presentation on this project.
Madam, this project is located in the heart of Navi, Mumbai, which is catering to nearly 5 commissionerates of CGST Mumbai zone, including Customs, Navasheva. And this is just about 20-25 minutes from the Navasheva and about 20 minutes from Mumbai airport. From the airport, it is about 100 meters from the highway. And if you look at the accommodation, it is at the foothills of the Kharghar valley, which is eco-friendly and eco-sustainable. Ma'am, the project details include there are 187 houses, dwelling units which are built here. The project is estimated was sanctioned at the cost of 110 crores, and with the total plot area of about 20,000 square meters, and the total area built up is about 30,500 square meters. With this particular built up area, we had spent only 100 crores with a saving of 10 crores. That means about 3,200 rupees per square feet is the cost to us, as against 5,000 rupees per square feet, which is usually prevailing in Mumbai. So that way, not only the project is efficient, airy, with the natural light, with sustainable, but also it is very economical and with state-of-the-art facilities. Madam, if we look at the project, this project sanctioned at 110 crores was eventually tendered for 88.88 crores. And since there is no project escalation cost, which is usually the case for each and every, most of the projects of the government, we have ensured that not only this is timely completed, but with the best of the facilities and the branded items. Ma'am, we have type 2, type 3, type 4, type 5, type 4B, type 5 and type 6, and there are 4 towers, tower A, tower B, tower C and tower D. A and B are 14 storied and C and D are 11 storied. On the top of the accommodation, we have provided the solar fitments of 84 kilowatt, which is catering to the lifts and the community lighting. Ma'am, if we see the type of the houses in the area, despite the fact that the area has been restricted by the government, we have ensured that all the inhabitants are provided with the balconies, with the airy space, and the natural lighting in which the inhabitants don't have to use the light or the fan during the daytime. Ma'am, if you see the sequence of the project, I'd like to show you after the conclusion of this in about 45 minutes, we have a beautiful board in which we have displayed this, but this project actually started in 1996. The cost factor was initially pegged at about 8 crores, including the cost to SIDCO cost, plus the development costs, etc. And then subsequently, the project had got cancelled when Mr. Ajit Kumar, actually he took over, he ensured that the balance amount of money is negotiated and paid. We revived the project, and with the help of the government and the support, we were in a position to retrieve the project. And here is the project seeing the light of the day. And with your blessings, this project is going to be inaugurated by your good self, ma'am. As Chairman Sir and I had particularly mentioned, this project was concluded in record period of 14 months. Despite the COVID waves, we got the special dispensation and the permission from the government. We have with us, ma'am, Mr. Manoj Sonik, who is the Finance Secretary, and the CGST. It is a ma'am, state in which we are closely coordinating and working with the state government, not only on the administration front, but also on exchanging the information and the notes, particularly with the State Commissioner, Mr. Rajiv Mittal, and we have conducted a lot of enforcement activities jointly together, and the taxpayer facilitation programs are also being organized jointly. And even this, I'd like to specially mention the state government had been proactively assisting us in this project, ma'am. Ma'am, this is how the project has seen the light of the day. Every 20 days, we were casting a lintel of this particular project post-COVID, because arranging the labor, etc. was very difficult, but the outstanding work which was done by the NBCC, madam, and the project Chief General Manager, Mr. Devinder Kumar and his team, and the CMD, Mr. P.K. Gupta. Ma'am, here are the 4 towers which have been built with the utmost quality consciousness. I would like to mention the quality inspections which had been done by the officers from time to time. Ms. Manpreet Arora had been instrumental in choosing the quality of the fittings, the tiles, etc. Mr. Neeraj Kansal, Mr. Lard, Superintendent, Mr. Shravan Kumar has been extremely instrumental in this projects. Madam, the amenities which include, we have provided the kitchens with the utmost wardrobes, modular kitchens. We have the airy rooms, LED fitting with the energy efficient lightings. Solar plant of 84 kilowatt has been introduced. It will not cost any cost to the government for the community lighting, for the lifts, etc. The sewerage water which is going to come out is going to be recycled, and it is going to be used for the washing as well as the irrigation, flush washing in the irrigation area. We have done the rainwater harvesting plus 5,000 liters of water. We are having solar plants on the rooftop to cater to all 187 flats. Ma'am, clean and green living, we have always preferred, and this particular project is conforming to Griha Norms 3, in which even the waste recycling, particularly the biodegradable material, is going to be segregated and used, and whatever the manure is going to be used for the purposes of the gardening, etc. Even the waste water. Even it has been ensured that the energy efficient lighting, not only in the residential accommodation but in the community lighting, is used. 20% of the area is covered under the green belt. We are ensuring, we have put about 1,200 plants, and we are ensuring to put at least 5,000 more plants when we are in the foothills of Kharghar Valley. We are confident that the lush green colony will definitely help the health of the inhabitants. Madam, the common amenities we have provided, the children play area, we have the sports infrastructure, we have open gym, we have tried to provide the podium on which the senior citizens can walk around, the clean and green environment. We have tried to give multi-purpose sports area we can use for the cricket, for football, even the toddlers can play. Even the firefighting systems, etc., have been used to the best quality. And this is how the project actually looks like when we enter into the building. This is the aerial view, ma'am. And if you see in between the atrium where we see the soil, this is the place where the function is right now going on. I am very happy to say that the place where we are sitting right now could not have been possible but with the tremendous support of Government of India, Ministry of Finance and the CBIC. Madam, we are extremely thankful to you and the Government of India, Revenue Secretary Sir, MOS, Finance and the CBIC. Ma'am, this is the occupancy certificate. On the 29th of August when we got, the very next day we issued the notice for allotment of the accommodation, and we have got more than 500 applications, ma'am, and I'm extremely happy to say that the inhabitants shall have the privilege for the 6 first occupants to get the keys from the Honorable Finance Minister. With these words, ma'am, I conclude my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. May we have now the audio visual on the project? I now request Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, to inaugurate the project by unveiling the plaque. I also request dignitaries on dais to join, Madam. Thank you, ma'am. As Principal Chief Commissioner Sir told, immediately on receipt of the occupancy certificate, CGST Mumbai zone has done the allocation of the apartments of Kendriya GST Parisar. Madam, it would be our privilege if first 5 keys are handed over by you to the officers of different ranks and cadres. I invite you for the same, Madam. Shri Ravinder Jagannath Dhende, Head Havaldar, has been allocated Type 2 quarter having the number B1001. May I request Madam to hand him the keys? Next, I invite Shri Manoj Yadavrao Adhav, Superintendent, who has been allocated Type 3 quarter numbered B1402. I now invite Srimati Preeti Srivastav, Superintendent, who has been allocated Type 4 quarter C503. Next, I invite Shri Utkarsha, Deputy Commissioner, who has been allocated Type 4 Special Quarter numbered D703. Next, I invite Shri Ishtikar Beg Sir, Commissioner, who has been allocated Type 5 Quarter D601. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am, for allocating the keys to the first 5 allottees. May I now request Revenue Secretary Shri Tarun Bajaj to share his thoughts on this occasion.
Honorable Union Finance and Corporate Affairs Minister Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman ji, Union Minister of State for Finance Shri Pankaj Chaudhary ji, my colleagues Mr. Vivek Johri, Chairman CBIC, Mrs. Sangeeta Sharma, Member, Mr. P.K. Gupta, CMD NBCC, Mr. Mehta, Principal CGST Mumbai, Mr. Ajit Kumar, our chairman, previous chairman of CBIC, all the members of the CBIC community, friends, and the media. Ma'am, first of all, I would like to thank you. I think last time when I came and Mr. Ashok Mehta told me that this building would be ready by this date, so I had my reservations, so I did not mention it to you, but I'm very happy that he's been able to bring this project up in the last 14 months along with the assistance and help of all his colleagues in NBCC. And also he had mentioned that I think he's superannuating this month. So he had also mentioned that he would like the Honorable FM to come here and inaugurate the project herself. So I'm extremely thankful to you that in spite of the very short notice that we gave to you, you agreed to come here and have spent quite some time coming to this place from the airport to inaugurate this particular project. I would also like to thank the Minister of State for Finance, who was given very little time, and he had some prior engagements, but he cancelled them and agreed to grace this occasion today. Ma'am, I have mentioned this in my earlier addresses to the CBIC and the CBDT officers. I personally feel that it is very important to take care of our officers, especially in terms of their accommodation if we want good productivity from them. It is in that context that I have been emphasizing for the last year and a half, and Meera is here, pressurizing her earlier and her successor now to clear all such projects so that we are able to build these complexes to enable our officers to stay in a comfortable position. Today, while coming to this place, my officer who's attached with me, I was asking her, and she was telling me that officers at the entry level get HRA allowance of about 10,000, 12,000, and it's very difficult to get accommodation at this price, and they stay very far off, 2 hours, 2.5 hours away from their workplaces. So I think this is a very important aspect, and I'm saying this because I still find that the kind of money that we are allocating for capital expenditure, which is mostly in terms of these projects, the amount that is being spent is not as much. So from the government side, from the Honorable Finance Minister side, I can assure you that money will not be a constraint. You have to now get active to put these projects in place. Ma'am, I have this bad habit of committing myself and committing Mr. Chaudhary without talking to him. So I'll do a few commitments today on his behalf and on my behalf to you. The first is that last time when I came, I was told that there's another project which is going to come up in Wadala. That's a huge project. In the first phase, we are going to construct about 770 or 780 flats and 1 office tower, to be followed by almost 4,000 residential units and 2 towers, office towers. And the area is more than 40 acres and a very nice area in a prime location. We have already tendered that project. We actually had to re-tender that project. The technical bids are being evaluated and the financial bids should be opened in the month end. I hope they'll be successful, and we will then again request you to come here maybe before Diwali to lay the foundation stone. So on behalf of Mr. Chaudhary and the CC, I am extending this invitation to you, fully knowing that the formalities are still not over, but I'm sure with this you will have to commit and we will provide you all the assistance. Ma'am, coming to the real thing, which is the GST and the revenues, I have visited Mumbai a number of times, but last time I had promised my officers here that I'll come specially and spend a day with the customs and indirect taxes offices to see what work they are doing and meet people even at the levels of superintendent, inspectors and the ACs, GCs, and address the officers, and similarly for the income tax. So I spent 2 days, maybe a couple of weeks ago over here, and it was very heartening to see the innovations that each one of you is doing. Mr. Mehta was trying to explain to you this central intelligence unit which is created, where the information is collected from GSTN and built up. And it was very heartening for me to see the young superintendents coming from very good colleges, having a good knowledge of IT, trying to write programs themselves and doing that work. And I think that is what Mr. Mehta was mentioning to you, that they have been able to make cases for 11,000 crores of fake bills and collect a little more than 1,000 crores. And I have requested Mr. Chaudhary that this be replicated and technology enabled so that we can replicate it elsewhere with more modifications so that we can reap these benefits elsewhere too. Before I close, I want to talk to all of you, all my officers from CBIC, and I have Mr. Ajit Kumar sitting, from whom I learned how to push the CBIC officers to collect more revenue. So, ma'am, for the last couple of months, we have been trying very hard to clinch or to reach that milestone of 1.5 lakh crores, but we have been failing a bit, sometimes by 2,000, sometimes by 6,000 crores. On behalf of Mr. Chaudhary, the CBIC will promise us that, okay, we'll give them some time. We are already in the middle of September. Say the revenues that we'll collect in October and the result of which will come on the 1st of November. I am sure from that month onwards, CBIC on a regular basis shall deliver 1.5 lakh revenue for the Government of India. And I can see very smiling faces and nodding faces in the audience. So I presume that is a yes from all of you. So ma'am, with that nice note, I would like to say that you have always been very motivating, and I have seen other departments also. Whenever a minister is coming, everybody is a little apprehensive that the function should go well, that the minister should not lose her cool. But I always find whenever I visit any CBIC formation or CBDT formation, the officers are looking forward to welcoming you, to listening to you, to get motivated by you. And once you leave, the stories that you leave behind are discussed and they tell others about it. And that motivation is what is driving the department to reach to higher heights. My best wishes to all of you. And thank you so much for having all of us here.
Thank you, sir. May I now request Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Shri Pankaj Chaudhary, sir, to address the gathering.
कार्यक्रम में उपस्थित वित्त और कॉर्पोरेट अफेयर्स की मंत्री आदरणीय श्री निर्मला सीतारमन जी, राजस्व सचिव श्री तरुण बजाज जी, चेयरमैन सीबीआईसी श्री विवेक जौहरी जी, सदस्य सीबीआईसी श्रीमती संगीता शर्मा जी, प्रिंसिपल चीफ कमिश्नर जीएसटी श्री अशोक मेहता जी, सीएमडी एनबीसीसी श्री पवन कुमार गुप्ता जी और पूर्व चेयरमैन अजीत जी, यहाँ उपस्थित हमारे सभी गणमान्य जन। मित्रों, आज ही बहुत प्रसन्नता का विषय है और हर आदमी को गर्व होता है कि हम अपने देश में रहें, अपने भूमि पर रहें, अपने आलय में रहें। और खास तौर से जब दुगना खुशी होता है कि अपने निजी के भूमि में रहें, क्योंकि हर आदमी का अपना सपना होता है कि बड़ा होकर के मेरा अपना घर हो। और निश्चित तौर से और भी बड़ी बात है कि डिपार्टमेंट की तरफ से अपने अधिकारियों को, अपने कर्मचारियों को एक ही परिसर में मकान देने का जो योजना है वो बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है मित्रों। और मैं अभी जो बिल्डिंग में देखा कि 4 टावर जो बने हैं, और जो विशेष बात उसकी है कि अभी तक देखा गया है कि जो भी प्रोजेक्शन कास्ट होता है वो जो बनते बनते होता है वो बढ़ जाता है। लेकिन मैं धन्यवाद दूंगा इस बिल्डिंग के बनाने के सभी टीम को कि 110 करोड़ का प्रोजेक्ट था और उसको उन्होंने 100 करोड़ में पूरा किया। मतलब लगभग करीब 10% की कमी किया। और भविष्य की जो आवश्यकताएं हैं उसके अनुरूप से डिजाइन किया गया है। ऊर्जा, जल एवं वृक्षों के महत्व को भी ध्यान में रखा गया है। बाटिकी से जमीन पर उतारा भी गया है। भविष्य में जो आने वाला है, कहीं ना कहीं 50 इलेक्ट्रॉनिक व्हीकल्स का चार्जिंग स्टेशन भी इसमें दिया गया है। ये बहुत ही महत्वपूर्ण है कि दूरगामी रखा गया है। और एक कैंपस में रहकर जब हमारे अधिकारी और कर्मचारी सभी काम करेंगे तो कहीं ना कहीं एफिशिएंसी उनकी बढ़ेगी, काम करने की क्षमता बढ़ेगी। अभी जो बजाज साहब कह रहे थे, हम लोग के पास बहुत से अधिकारी आते हैं कि बड़े बड़े शहरों में जाने से वो कतराते हैं। अच्छे अधिकारी होते हैं, ईमानदार अधिकारी होते हैं, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं उनके सामने जो हम लोग के सामने विषय रखते हैं कि साहब वहां मकान ढूंढने की बड़ी दिक्कत है और बहुत कॉस्टली होता है। लेकिन आज हमारी 4 टावर तैयार हुई है। भविष्य में भी जो प्रिंसिपल सीसी साहब बता रहे थे कि एक और प्लानिंग है जो कि इससे भी महत्वपूर्ण जगह पर है। और अगर इस बिल्डिंग को देखें तो अति महत्वपूर्ण स्थान पर बना है। पॉश एरिया कह लीजिए, यहाँ सारी सुविधाएं हैं। हम सब मिलकर के काम करते हैं और इसी का नतीजा है कि प्रधानमंत्री जी के देखरेख में, वित्त मंत्री जी के निगरानी में आज कहीं ना कहीं भारत दुनिया की 5 बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्थाओं में से 5 बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्थाओं में सम्मिलित हुआ है। और जो एक संकट हम लोग के सामने आया था, कोविड काल आया था, जहां पूरा देश ठप पड़ गया था, लेकिन कोविड काल में भी हमारे डिपार्टमेंट के लोग, खास तौर से कि जो हमारी सप्लाई चेन थी, जो एक्सपोर्ट हमें करना था, जो इंपोर्ट करना था आवश्यक चीज, उसमें दिन रात मेहनत करके कईयों ने जान गंवा करके अपने दायित्वों का निर्वहन किया है मित्रों। और आप सबके ही बल पर आज कहीं ना कहीं भारत दुनिया की सबसे तेज गति से बढ़ने वाली बड़ी अर्थव्यवस्थाओं में से एक बनकर के उभरा है। और ऐसा कदम अगर विभाग द्वारा किया जा रहा है तो कहीं ना कहीं आपको भी प्रसन्नता होगी। और मेरा और वित्त मंत्री से निवेदन रहेगा कि इस टाइप के प्रोजेक्ट्स हम अपने अपने अधिकारियों को, कर्मचारियों को उपलब्ध करावें, ताकि कहीं पर भी किसी को आने जाने में कोई असुविधा ना हो और वो खुशी खुशी वो अपना काम, अपना दायित्व निभावे। इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ आज के अवसर पर आप सबको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देते अपनी बात समाप्त करता हूँ।
धन्यवाद सर। May I now request Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman Madam, to address this august gathering.
Namaskar and also good evening. All dignitaries on the dais, officers, various levels staff, and also the representative from NBCC. And the media. More than sitting in the North Block, meeting delegations coming from the various zones, and also having frequent meetings with the Revenue Secretary and CBDT or CBIC Chief, planning how we can take the revenue forward. It gives me immense satisfaction to be in places like this, where projects for the welfare of our field formations, of our officers, are being completed. People are being given their flats, their accommodation, to get in, keep their families safe and comfort, and get about their work. That gives me greater satisfaction. And therefore, on that score, I'm extremely happy to be here today. One of those rare occasions which doesn't come very often, where projects are completed in time, completed within the given framework of cost, quality not compromised, and above all, keeping future in mind, also providing for spaces for children, spaces for elders. I appreciate right up front the NBCC for this extraordinary good work. Mr. Gupta, you're here. I put on record my appreciation for the work done by you and your team and the NBCC. Government organizations or quasi-government organizations, during some time in our free India's history, have been looked at with a sense of uncertainty, being unsure. People thought they were not so capable of completing good quality projects within time, within cost. But this one example of NBCC during the pandemic itself, finding windows of opportunity and completing a project for public cause, is actually an exemplar. It sets a record, and it proves that government organizations are given the opportunity, right kind of support, can excel like the private sector and compete with them therefore. So, big word of appreciation on that. The next observation I'd like to make, and on this I place on record my appreciation for the former CBIC Chairman Shri Ashok Kumar ji, and also the finance in charge at that time, for having put that extra effort to get this project, which was languishing, as we saw, as shown in the timeline. Money paid, land allotted, but decades had passed. he had taken the special effort to take it up, complete the routine, and set it on course just before his retirement. And it is only because of such an effort by him and the finance in charge that the ground was ready. And the one who comes next, it's fine. He has no excuse to offer but to start the project. And who does it benefit? All of us. So these common cause work which you need to every now and then take up, sweat for it a bit, go from pillar to post to get your government, part of the government, but even you will have to move from place to place to get the clearances, which is what they have done and which is what Vivek and his team has now taken up. It reassures our own people, our own officers, our own staff, that no, those in the board, those in the department are not just carrying on with their routine tasks, but they are thinking about us, they are doing things for us, and you see the light of the day today. So a special word of appreciation to the former CBIC chairman and his team for having taken the initiative to get over decades-old problem for the benefit of everybody. And the third, the current team, I appreciate, led by Revenue Secretary, CBIC Chairman Vivek Johri and his team, Sangeeta Sharma, for not just taking care of this project, planning for something else which is bigger in Vadala, looking at the CBIC Palasamudram project where you're going to have world-class facility, and supervising all of them to make sure that they're built in time, built appropriate to quality standards, so that work and work-related official, occupational facilitation which is just expected of government is all being undertaken and being done. Therefore, a word of appreciation to Revenue Secretary and CBIC Vivek Johri and his team, Sangeeta Sharma and the team there. It's actually very satisfying that our staff, our officers are not going to be running from pillar to post looking for accommodation. You can give any amount of money as house rent allowance. But in metropolitan towns like Mumbai, it is not easy. And therefore, to ease that side of the, rigor of being a part of the officialdom, but yet keeping your family safe, this project stands out as a very good example of how human resource can be taken care of. And I think I see the message of Neena Lal Butalia for being the in charge of human resource here, attending to this kind of a welfare measure which is so essential. Even as we talk about this, Revenue Secretary also referred to, all right, now I've given you the house, get the revenue now, get it at 1.5. I'm not going to do that today. Today, I think you've been given the comfort that you will be taken care of, your requirement for your family will be taken care of. This wasn't given to you a couple of months ago, 6 months ago, but steadily, every month, each month, you are performing and showing it in the form of revenue collected. So, you don't need to be given any temptations, any carrots. You don't need to be given any kind of incentive or moral support in the sense of words being given for encouragement. You are performing, you keep doing the good work, you're noticed for that. I'm very happy that the Honorable Prime Minister, and this is not sharing a secret, it was a Council of Ministers meeting wherein officials were present, Revenue Secretary was there, Finance Secretary was there, almost all secretaries to the Government of India were there. The Prime Minister made a special mention of how the economy is sound, how it's growing well, and month after month we are getting GST revenues which were absolutely stunning numbers. Prime Minister made it a point to say this. So you don't require any nudge. You're actually performing, and I'm sure you will be self-motivated to perform. And it is our duty, therefore, to take care of you. There is one thing which I would want to say, about which I have had a brief conversation with the Revenue Secretary and probably also with Vivek Johri. I have requested that a training be given on better utilization of artificial intelligence, data deep dive, IoT, so that we are able to use technology to detect where revenue leakages are happening, where mischief makers or people who are gaming the system are playing the system up, claiming wrong refunds, probably creating shell companies, or even worse, colluding with some rare, of late I can say with confidence, rare black sheep in the system, and as a result of which causing loss to the exchequer. If only each one of you, and particularly the junior officers, are given adequate training on this, it will be absolutely easy for you to see where evasion is happening, where fraudulent claims are coming from, and how to plug them. So it was actually felt that this kind of a training given by companies which are serving us already, it will be better. There has been an understanding, and which has been discussed with both the Revenue Secretary and the Chairman CBIC. Sooner we will be putting through in different parts of the country such a training, so that each one of you all will feel comfortable using technology to assist you to make sure that leakages are plugged. And I'm sure that itself will remove a stress from your job of where this is going, where are the leakages happening, and so on. So without taking more time today, I'm extremely happy, as I said, more happy to be here, really seeing such projects coming through for the welfare of the staff than sitting in the North Block and planning for things. That should also be done, but this has also been done periodically, so that you have the reassurance that Finance Ministry is with you, taking care of you, and will work with you. All the very best. I'm sure the spirit of the field formations will be high. I will still, along with the Revenue Secretary and the Board Chairman, both of the CBDT and CBIC, going around the country and interacting. The next time around, even if it's not giving the key to the houses, I would definitely want to spend some time interacting with the field formations to understand what are the issues and challenges that you're facing. A little aside, more on the score of a banter with my chairman and with the Revenue Secretary. I hope none of you all will mistake. I purposely didn't want my photo on the key which I was handing over. I'd rather be happy for the photo of the occupant to be on it, because he can keep it for his life, saying this was given to me. I lived in that quarters for 4, 5 years, 10 years during my service, and I'm back now, post-retirement. He can have that as a little memento if he chooses to have it. So that was my little aside. No other message there, but thank you very much for having me here today.
Thank you for your kind words, ma'am. Moving on, may I now request Sri Ashok Kumar Mehta, Principal Chief Commissioner, to present memento to Honorable Minister, Madam. Thank you. I now request Principal Chief Commissioner, Mumbai Customs Zone 1, Shri P.K. Agarwal, to present memento to Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Shri Pankaj Chaudhary, sir. I now request Chief Commissioner, Customs Zone 3, Shri Rupam Kapoor, sir, to present memento to Revenue Secretary, Shri Tarun Bajaj. Thank you, sir. I now request Chief Commissioner, Customs Zone 2, Shri M.K. Singh, sir, to present memento to Chairman, Shri Vivek Chaudhary, sir. Thank you, sir. I now request Director General DGHRD, Srimati Neeta Lal Butalia, to present memento to Member CBIC, Srimati Sangeeta Sharma. Thank you, ma'am. I now request Director General DGGI, Shri D.K. Srinivas, sir, to present memento to Chairman and Managing Director, NBCC, Shri P.K. Gupta. Thank you, sir. I now request Principal ADG, DG GST, Shri Rajesh Pandey, sir, to present memento to Principal Chief Commissioner, CGST, Mumbai Zone, Shri Ashok Kumar Mehta. Thank you, sir. May I now invite Shri P.K. Gupta, Chairman and Managing Director, NBCC, for vote of thanks.
Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, Government of India, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman ji, Honorable Minister of State for Finance, Shri Pankaj Chaudhary ji, Secretary Revenue, Shri Tarun Bajaj ji, Chairman CBIC, Shri Vivek Chaudhary ji, Member CBIC, Srimati Sangeeta Sharma ji, Principal Chief Commissioner GST Mumbai Zone, Shri Ashok Kumar Mehta ji, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my proud privilege to propose the vote of thanks on the occasion of inauguration of the residential complex made for GST officials by NBCC. First and foremost, I am extremely grateful to Honorable Minister of Finance and Corporate Affairs, who has been with us on this occasion and has been blessing us. I am also thankful to Honorable Minister of Finance, Minister of State for Finance, for being with us today. My thanks are due to Secretary Revenue for entrusting this project to NBCC and believing in us that we can deliver in right time with right quality and right cost. I thank Chairman CBIC and Member CBIC for their gracious presence on this occasion and their continued support for the project. My special thanks to Shri Ashok Mehta, Principal Chief Commissioner GST, for his continued support and eye for detail for every aspect of the project. Special gratitude to local GST officials of Raigad, particularly Shri Neeraj Kansal, who has been contributing in selecting each and every component of the project, right from sanitary fittings, tiles, and architecture. That is why the project has been able to come up to this level. Thanks to Commissioner and team for putting together such a amazing inaugural functions. Thanks to media for covering the event, to state government officials who have been given their continuous support so that we could complete this project in a period of 14 months. Especially CIDCO, who had to give a lot of approvals, and approvals came very fast. I'll not miss my thanks to my team of NBCC officials based in Mumbai and the contractor for the project, Mr. Kishore Golani, for finishing the project with the right quality and in right time. Thanks to all stakeholders who have been a part of this project, and congratulations and best wishes to the occupants who have been allotted the house. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. May I now request everyone to rise for the national anthem.
अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उत्कल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
I now invite Honorable Minister Madam to visit the campus and the tree plantation. Other esteemed guests may please remain seated. We will watch the video of the Madam at the tree plantation site. Please be seated for some time. I request all the guests to please be seated. I again request the guests to be seated, please. After the tree plantation, Madam is now moving towards Tower D. Madam will now visit the Type 4 special quarters, Type 5 quarters and the guest house made on the 10th floor. As we can see, Principal Chief Commissioner Sir is explaining the features of the complex to the Madam. Can see, Principal Chief Commissioner Sir is now explaining the timeline of this complex project.